My name is Kieran, and I'm going to go over what a mid-handicapper's bag I think should look like. Not everyone's going to look the same, but this is a tour of my bag. So I have a small pouch, and inside of this pouch I have balls that I use around the greens. I think it's really important when you're going to a green, you're practicing chipping, you don't just use what the club gives you. Those balls are pretty bad quality, so it won't mimic what you're actually going to chip like, I feel like. Or balls that I've been using previous rounds, I just kind of move them over to this bag and I use them around the greens when I'm warming up to chip. But the ball that I actually use is going to be the Titleist Pro V1. I've been in between balls. I've talked about it a lot, but I've used a Pro V1X, I've used a Left Dash, moved back to the Pro V1, and I'm going to kind of call this home for now. The last thing that I have in my bag that I don't even need to bring out is going to be a putting mirror. I think it's super important. Everyone that talks about it all the time, putting's super important. The easiest way to get better is going to be by putting and practicing your alignment, making sure your eyes are over the ball. A putting mirror, I think, is mandatory for everyone's bag. Moving right over to the bag though. My wedges are all going to be fairly the same build, but none of them are actually the same brand. I have a prototype, a Titleist 60 degree. It's going to be a T Wedgeworks grind. That is going to be about 4 degrees of bounce, but I actually turned this down to 59 degrees to get a specific yardage, which all of my yardages will be in a video that is linked right here or at the top of the description if you guys were curious what that looks like. So this is actually 59 degrees, 4 degrees of bounce. It's a Vokey, it's an SM9, but it's a Wedgeworks model. Moving over to something that was added recently. I was really struggling with my sand wedge, just couldn't find anything that I felt comfortable with. I switched over to this RTX 6 tool rack, I guess the mid bounce level or whatever. It's 10 degrees of bounce, works great. 54 degrees, this thing works like a gem. It's one of my favorite clubs in the bag now. Generates a ton of spin. It's got like that hydro grip thingy bobber. Don't really know too much about the clubs. And then I've been really struggling with a 50 degree or just a gap wedge in general. I feel like we go from cavity backs as mid handicaps, and then we just go straight into wedges. And it feels like in my head, it didn't make too much sense. I'm swinging pretty fast when I have this. You know, I'm trying to hit a specific number. I'm not really trying to be saucy. I have my 54 and my 59 degree for that. So I got a 50 degree. It's going to be the CBX. It's a cavity back wedge. It's kind of just helping me get comfortable over the ball again. 12 degrees of bounce, bent down to 49 degrees to hit a specific number. And that's going to be my wedges. All of my irons minus my 60 degree and my 5 iron are the same, which means my irons are all going to be using the LA 120 L Series extra stiff. The 60 degree is going to be the L Series wedge flex, so I think it's similar to like an S400, something like that. I don't know, but it's still 120 grams. Moving over to the long iron. I have done so much research. I've played with every single iron you can think of. And the ones that work best for me, and it hasn't been close, is the Strixon ZX7. These have been absolutely game-changing. Wow, I have not cleaned these clubs. These grooves are in terrible condition, but these have changed my life. The V-sole thing, don't even know if I really notice it, but it's just great. The club is just unbelievable. On miss hits, they don't travel that much differently from the strong or the well hit balls. I don't catch any juiced ones that go like 15 yards further than what the number I have is, which is great. The 5 iron is actually the ZX5, so it helps me get the ball a little higher, way more forgiving, which I appreciate. And this does come out a little hot sometimes. So yeah, this is actually going to have an extra stiff 105. I just was too cheap to buy another 120 degree or 120 gram shaft for this. I should probably get around to doing that, but for now, this setup works pretty well. So those are the irons. Going over to the top end of the bag, this is probably my favorite part of the bag as of now, and where I think I'm a little different. I have the Titleist T200 2 iron. This thing is an absolute weapon on tight courses when I don't feel confident with the driver. It's nice knowing that I can have something, especially when there's any type of wind out, I can keep it out of the wind. This thing can go as high as maybe 80 feet of apex, which is honestly more than I would ever want with this. And it just gives me something that kind of dribbles onto a green in a par 5 if I have a really nice lie. And then obviously off the tee, this thing is an absolute weapon. So this has, I think it's like a Diamata white shaft. I don't even remember, maybe like a Mitsubishi. But as you notice, I wrap all of my clubs, or most of my clubs, in these little vinyl wraps, which, I don't know, makes it fun, makes it more personal. Out of this world. It's been definitely game changing. Moving over to the 3 hybrid. This kind of works more often than not when I'm going to be approaching shorter par 5s. this works out great for me. It's the Ping G430. Having a little trouble with this iron as of right now, getting it off the ground. Feels like it's coming a little too low. So I definitely got to look back at that. This probably won't be a staple in the bag for now. There's a couple other clubs I want to touch on. And obviously, if you guys know the trick, this is the mini burner. I was probably the biggest hater of all time on the mini driver. I bought it when I first got into golf because I just sliced everything and I was like, oh, let me just use a shorter driver. And I just sliced this even worse and it went like 100 yards shorter. Now this has kind of changed my entire life. Anytime I just don't feel confident with the driver, this comes out immediately. And in the tournaments I play, because of the division I'm in, I'm noticing that driver's just too much a lot of the time. I carry my driver right around 285, 280. Ball speed's pretty decent, but because of the tees that I'm being placed on in the tournaments that I'm playing the course at like 6150, which is really short. So hazard and all of the bad stuff comes into play. This has been huge, whether it's me being able to hit a draw easier with this club and hold enough spin. As you'll see from the driver, this is built totally opposite. This is gonna be hovering around 3,500 to 4,000 spin at most, and that's okay. We want a little more spin with this club. Granted, it's really difficult to hit this off the ground. It has an LA Golf DJ shaft. It's 8X or something, 7 or 8X. This is cut down to 43 total inches. So I think it's half an inch shorter than a 3 wood. And it just works great. For me, it's meant for me to just throw it at the ball, get a ball in play. And I don't know, kind of what it works for me. Under this beautiful head cover is one of my favorite clubs that I just don't think I can ever take out of the bag. It's gonna be the AI Smoke Triple Diamond. It's an 8-degree head turned down to 7 degrees. It's game changer. You can only play one shot shape with this club at my speed, which is a cut. It spins perfectly. Lower the degree, the better for me. I'm getting enough spin when I hit a cut. Granted, I literally could not play a draw if my life depended on it with this thing. Not because I can't make the ball go from right to left, or at least not consistently, but the problem I'm having is it's so low spin, I'll get the duck hook shot out of the air, 800 spin disasters. So this is just meant to cut the ball, and that's kind of what I primarily feel safe hitting the ball with. Anyways, gonna touch on the last piece, which is the bread and butter of the bag. It's going to be my Lab. Shout out to Lab, they just made a bunch of money by selling their company. Feels comfortable. This is a DF 2.1. I've struggled a lot with my putting. I have the standard pistol grip on there. I have tried every single grip that they have to offer pretty much, and this has just been the best for me. I switched to left-hand low, and my life has kind of changed. So yeah, DF 2.1. This is gonna be I think the heavier head option. I have the Acro White in here. The one club that I think might come in at some point is a 4-iron, maybe like a ZX4. I actually have that right here, which is this club. Yeah, just would be nice to have a backup, I guess a 4th option off the tee. Yeah, I like this club a lot, so maybe this will come into the realm of possibilities. Let me know down below, what do you think I should change out? The only thing that I think might change is the 3 hybrid or the 2-iron. Those are a little more interchangeable depending on the course and the course conditions, but you guys will have a wonderful day. Best of luck on the greens, and if you guys, like I said, want to mention to me what clubs I'm missing that you think you'd highly recommend, let me know. Take care.